Our rivers are awesome. People have fun in, on and around our rivers, but we need to be river safe. We love to do things like kayak, raft or swim in rivers. However, sometimes the unexpected happens and we end up being swept down a river in fast-moving water. We need to know what to do to get out of the river safely.
We need to learn survival swimming. I'm going to work with a group of students from Paraparaumu College and their teacher, Bridget Jantz, as they learn and practice their survival swimming.
Bridget and her students are well prepared for their survival swimming experience. They are competent swimmers, they have swum in river swimming holes and are confident in cold river water. They can recognise river features and have practiced their survival swimming in a swimming pool. Bridget chooses to work with a person who knows the river well and is experienced at teaching people to survival swim. On this occasion, that person is Mark.
Oh, hi.
Hey, Bridget.
How are you? Is everything all right?
Yep.
Okay, folks, just want to introduce Mark and Nigel, and they're going to be working with us today as we go through and learn and put into practice our survival swimming. All right, now they're experts in river safety, so they'll help keep us safe. But let's just introduce ourselves so they know who everybody is.
Hi, I'm Alex.
Hey, I'm Vance.
Hey, I'm Jade.
Hey, I'm Zach.
Hey, I'm Rob.
Hi, I'm Ashley.
Hey, I'm Sophie.
And I'm Georgie.
And I'm Alex.
Kia ora everyone, I'm Mark and I'm pleased to be here with you all today as we go through and learn our survival swimming. So we're just going to check out the river, see if it's all safe, and then we're going to get into it.
Hi, I'm Nigel. I'm safety officer for today. We'll get a full briefing when we get down to the river.
Cool. So first up, we need to consider if this is a safe spot for us to do our survival swimming activity today. Remember, survival swimming is about being in moving water and then finding your way back to the bank.
Okay, so thinking back to what we learnt in the classroom about identifying river hazards and river features, thinking about what we can see here today, what are some things we want to consider and look for before we actually go in and do our activity of the survival swimming?
Safe entry and exit points.
What do you mean by that?
Easy to get in and easy to get out.
What else do we want to think about?
How fast the river's flowing,
How can we tell? What's something we might use to indicate that?
the colour of the water, or if there's any boulders or rocks moving.
Maybe the depth of the water, it can also be a hazard.
Okay, anything else?
Rapids.
All right, rapids, so where water's moving, creating white water, which is aerated and not very buoyant. What else?
Hidden obstacles,
Okay, such as what?
like rocks or submerged logs.
Branches sticking out.
Okay, so strainers, things that let water pass through but not people or objects.
Undercut banks.
Underpools at the end of the rapid.
All right, so where water flows over an obstacle and rolls back on itself, creating a hole. Excellent. So just as we head down towards the area we're going to go, I want you to start having a look for those features and let's see if we can pick a safe site to do our survival swimming.
Okay, so before we get into the river, we're just going to go over our survival swimming position. Anyone want to help me out?
Yep.
Come on, Zach. You lead us through.
Alrighty. So we're going to have our feet facing downstream,
Yep.
sort of at a 45-degree angle,
Cool.
and it's going to be like we're sitting in a go-kart.
Nice.
Good. So let's think about the advantages of actually being in this position when we're survival swimming. Why do we want to be like this?
You can use your feet to fend off obstacles.
Good.
So that you can see down the river.
Right. Anything else?
Oh, and that means that your arms are free so you can help steer and propel yourself.
So we can use our arms to help us go to where we want to be.
Okay, everyone, come and have a go. Everyone set?
Yep.
It's okay? Yeah. Let's have a look. Okay, team, I think that looks great. We're good to go. Let's go and get changed.
Hey Mas,
Yeah, Rob.
now that I've seen what I have to, I'd rather not swim due to my sore shoulder.
Okay, mate. I think that's actually a really good decision. If you think you're going to aggravate it, so let's head on down to the warm zone. Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Hi team, we're now going to have our safety briefing for today's survival swimming exercise. For our purposes today, we're going to be running 3 zones. A cold zone, which is an area where we don't have to be wearing the equipment that we're currently wearing. a warm zone that will allow where you must be wearing your equipment as we are now, and the hot zone, which is the area that you're wearing your equipment in the water itself, you're going to get wet. Typically the warm zone is about 3 metres from the water's edge, so we know what's going on as far as that's concerned. During the exercise, we'll be going through and doing a survival swim. We will enter the river to my left, and then we'll come out on the river to my right over here. If you miss the exit point, don't worry, float down a bit further, and there's a second exit point just a wee bit further down. Okay, if you get into trouble while you're in the water, a throw bag like this may be thrown at you once we've got your attention. Please grab it and you'll be reined into the shore closest to you. Okay, a few things about communication around rivers. If I ask you or make eye contact with you and ask you, are you okay? If you respond with your hand going on top of your head, you are okay. Any other response, you're in trouble and we'll apply rescue techniques to you. Is everybody okay with that? If we need to get your attention or you need to get our attention, you are all carrying a whistle. For us to get your attention, we blow it once. And for you to get our attention, you blow it once as well.
Reminder that the first aid kit is just up there, and if you're not feeling so well or you're starting to get cold, you need to let one of us know. All right, now before we go in, last little checks, want to check that our PFD is on properly. How do we do that?
Oh, you get a buddy to check your PFD and try and pull it above your ears, and if it does lift above, then it's too loose, you need to tighten it.
Excellent. The other thing we want to check is that all our boot laces are done up. So let's just do a buddy check, checking all the buckles are done up. All right, boot laces are secure. So Mark's just checking, all right, before he goes in, he's going to give the signal. It's the place that we all agreed was safe to go. And so now we've got Nigel, our safety person, he's ready down there. Mark's ready, we give the signal. Okay, he's given the signal. So he's lost his footing. So now he's got his feet facing downstream, his arms out, and he's using his arms to help direct his body. Okay, the feet again downstream, ready to fend off any objects. And he's going to start using his arms, he's following the flow, using his arms in a sculling motion, try and make his way to the bank. Once he's close to the bank, he rolls over onto his front and starts swimming in. And we're going to show you what happens if he, for some reason, can't make his way out at the safe exit point. So Nigel's actually ready with the throw bag as our safety person. Okay, getting himself into the survival swimming position, feet downstream, using his arms to work his body. Keep his feet downstream, and then a sculling action under the water, help him get to where he wants to a safe exit. Put his arm up. Nigel responds by throwing the bag and then pulling Mark in.
Swimmers are in the water and are controlled by the flow and force of the river. Swimmers struggling in a river have only a short time to rescue themselves. They need to find an exit point and get out of the river quickly, because swimming in a river is rapidly using up their energy. Wear a PFD if you are in or on the river. If you end up in the river, the buoyancy the PFD provides will make it easier for you to float, conserve your energy and swim to a safe exit point. Okay team, well that was awesome. Well done everybody. Now we're going to try something a bit different. We're going to try and see if we can do it without a PFD, just to see the difference and see how your flotation goes. So do I have any volunteers that might want to try it? Yep. Okay, Vance, come up with me.
And then Jade.
Okay, so we'll take your PFD off. Yep. Now the scenario is that you're going to go down, I'm going to follow you down straight in behind you, okay? Love it. Cool,
Yep.
Ready? Let's
Yep.
go. If you are wearing a PFD, you conserve your energy for longer because you are not fighting to stay on the surface of the water. Note how much lower Vance is in the water. Now he is not wearing a PFD. He is using more energy to float in the river. Because he is lower in the water, his chances of being totally immersed in the water are greater. He is more likely to snag on submerged rocks and he is more likely to sustain injuries as the river gets shallower. His foot could get trapped in the rocks. Vance needs to use more energy to get to the riverbank than when he was wearing a PFD. If you are in or on the river, wear a PFD. It will provide buoyancy if you end up in the water, help you conserve your energy, and make it easier for you to get out of the river at a safe exit point.
Vance is now confident to survival swim without a PFD. However, he learned the skill of survival swimming in stages, starting in a pool and then wearing a PFD in the river. Learn survival swimming. If you unexpectedly end up in the river, knowing how to survival swim could save your life.
A strainer is an obstacle in the river that allows water to flow through it but will trap a person. A strainer could be a log or a fence going across the river.
Okay, so Mark's now going to demonstrate swimming over the strainer, and he should never ever practice this because it's very, very dangerous. So Mark's going to show you what you should do, how to swim over it in case you're ever caught in this situation, okay?
We have set up the strainer as a demonstration. If you've been swept down into a strainer, the force of the water will slam you up against it and pull you under. You may not be able to get out of this position and you are likely to drown. My safety team have lifted the strainer to release me. I could not get free without their help. If you're being swept downstream and can't avoid the strainer, you need to plan what to do. As you approach the strainer, roll onto your front and swim aggressively, like really hard out. Try to get up over the strainer or up on top of the strainer. You need to use all your energy to get up and over, as if you get trapped, you will drown. This is dangerous. We're telling you about it because it could save your life, but it's not something you practice or even try out. It's just too dangerous.
Come on, I'm first.
Race you in then.
Wait up, let's check it out first.
Wow, look what I found. Lucky we didn't jump.
Come on, jump in, the water's cool. Nah, I'm alright, it looks too cold.
Nah, it's not that cold, just hop in.
I'll be okay here.
Come on, you wuss, it's fun.
Hey, leave him alone. He doesn't want
too.
It's safe. You do know how to swim, don't you?
Yeah, but I've never been in the river before. All my bottoming's been in a pool.
What? You've never swum in a river before? Well, we'll help you with that.
We jump here all the time.
Well, come on then, we'll take you to the swimming hole up the road.
You guys go on. I'm going to stay here and jump.
Nah, you know the rules. No one swims alone.
Come on, let's go. I'll text Mum on the way.
Kia ora, I'm Mark.
And I'm Claire. Swimming holes are great places to be in summer, but sadly they can also be places where young people and adults drown.
Swimming in a river is a lot different than swimming in the sea or in a pool. In a river, the water is colder and you don't float as easily as you do in the sea.
The force of the water flowing downstream often takes people by surprise and you can be swept off your feet.
No one further out than this point. It's quite deep here and the current's quite strong. So Paddy and Piazza, you watch out for each other, same as Bram and Rob. No one further out than where I was just standing. Look after your mate, and if you're in trouble, just raise your arm, okay?
Yep.
I'm good to supervise for the next 10 to 15 minutes. They'll probably be cold by then. If they want to carry on swimming, then you can take over, eh?
When children are under 5, supervision means being within sight and within reach of them. If there are a number of under 5s, then there needs to be plenty of adults watching them. It's too easy for one person to be distracted by one child and not see another one in difficulty. It takes less than a minute for someone to drown and it is very quiet. It's not just under 5s that need active supervision, within sight and touch. Anyone who cannot swim or is learning to swim needs to be actively supervised. Although we've got some older kids in the water, it's not a child's responsibility to supervise other children. In a river, the responsibility and the risks are just too great.
The kids know to watch out for their buddies, but they need adult supervision from in the water and on the bank. The person who is supervising needs to concentrate on watching the kids and not be distracted. The person in the water needs to be a strong swimmer. A non-swimmer or poor swimmer could supervise from the bank, but they must be able to give assistance if needed or alert someone who can.
Hey Carl, Lockie's had a fall. Do you mind watching the kids while I sort him out?
Remember, I'm not a good swimmer.
Well, maybe you can take Lockie and I'll stay and look after the kids.
Okay, come on Lockie.
Okay,
Come with me, mate.
Hey Dad, I want to go for a swim, but no one else is keen, so I'm just going to go in myself.
Oh no mate, you know the rules. No one swims alone.
Oh,
Yep. Let's go and play some touch instead.
okay.
Organising supervision and keeping people safe in river swimming holes doesn't have to be a big hassle, but it is important.
It's just a task to share amongst the adults to make sure everyone enjoys the day. And everyone in the water needs to do their bit. Have fun, stay safe.